Hello ladies and gentlemen, it is I, JEG, and this is a brand new video on my Street Fighter Legacy video vlogs, and this is Street Fighter Legacy video vlog number 9, titled Street Fighter Gets TV Adaptation at E1. So ladies and gentlemen, I would like you guys to leave me a like on this video and subscribe to my channel for more Street Fighter videos, because I will be doing more of these. It's been a long time since I've done videos because there wasn't any word whatsoever on the future of Street Fighter Season 2, titled Street Fighter The World Warrior. Or in this case, it would be Street Fighter Assassin's Fist Season 2, which will focus heavily on the Street Fighter World Warrior arc. And it has been a while. All we've got confirmed so far was some sort of things like, for example, behind the scenes footage of the stunts, or the music soundtrack to Street Fighter Assassin's Fist. We got a DVD, a Blu-ray high definition DVD of a full feature-length film of Street Fighter Assassin's Fist, and we got that. But what we did end up getting was Street Fighter Resurrection, which was a tie-in that will lead into Street Fighter V. It was a deal that Joey Ansa, Jacqueline Quella, and Mark Wooding and Christian Howard all together worked on to help Capcom catapult their game forward with a kind of a prequel movie tie-in, how they do their animated versions or alternate animated versions of the games that they usually do based on that title. But we didn't want that, really. And when they did do it, they were having difficulties trying to get Street Fighter Resurrection to different countries, because the Machinima network that we were trying to go on, we had to pay to go on there in order for us to even see Street Fighter Resurrection. And they kind of lost a lot of people's attention because of that. Not only that, but some countries were unable to really get their hands on Street Fighter Resurrection. So they were left with just Street Fighter Assassin's Fist, and they were left with that kind of feeling of dread, that feeling of, okay, we know that Street Fighter Assassin's Fist was green-lit for a Season 2 early on after its presentation of its 12-part episode story that was adapted on the YouTube web series and online. It took everything by storm, thanks to also the Street Fighter Legacy video that kind of catapulted that series to go move forward, to gain the trust of Capcom and the fans, and to put it all together. So those fans and Capcom and everyone was wondering, where's Street Fighter Assassin's Fist Season 2? So we did get the movie, which was a pleasant surprise because there was an added bonus at the very end, a kind of an epilogue. And that epilogue had two things. The first thing was the Akuma versus Gouken fight. We didn't officially get the fight because it was more of a cliffhanger to see, for the viewers to see and speculate, okay, are we going to see this in the next season? We need to watch the next season to see what happens. So not only that, but we also get the conclusion of Ryu and Ken finally arriving on the United States to start their Warriors pilgrimage, as they hop in a limousine and they probably head off to Ken Master's mansion probably. And upon their leaving, there is shown a crate box moved by a delivery person, and on the crate box you can totally see a symbol icon of Shadaloo. And this Shadaloo organization is the organization led by M. Bison, who we all knew already that he would be the main antagonist of this World Warrior series. I mean, there's a lot of antagonists in the Street Fighter series overall, but M. Bison is probably the biggest threat right now in Street Fighter, the World Warrior story arc that they're planning probably to do. Now, we were kind of speculating, kind of scared on what we will end up getting any news. We got little things here and there, like material clothing, merchandise, and brands. We were able to get stuff offline and get scripts. We were able to actually get a lot of stuff, like for example, even storyboards of illustrations of the characters and stuff like that, just to keep us hoping. We got some additional character development too in Street Fighter Resurrection. If you have not seen it, what I'm going to be doing from now on, every Friday, I'm going to be doing a little review of every episode from Street Fighter Assassin's Fist to Street Fighter Resurrection, and kind of go into depths of all the episodes and little things here and there to see what we'll see in the future. But right now, this is just for the TV adaptation that we just heard, which bought the rights, E1, which is Entertainment One, when the president of executive producer of the projects there, he was able to get the rights, and he bought the Street Fighter rights to be adapted into TV, or into the TV adaptation. And that's what we always wanted, you know, but it took a while. It took literally 3 years until we heard news until now. So how I know this is because we got an article from Deadline Hollywood. In this article, in fact, says in very much detail about the future of Street Fighter. Now, before we get into this article, I would also like to say we have to respect Joey Ansa too. He is doing so many things at once. He's acting. I mean, he was in the Doctor Strange movie as one of the villains or one of the enemies, trying to go up against Doctor Strange. If you have not seen Doctor Strange, he is the guy that is pretty much chasing Doctor Strange throughout the I believe the Sanctuary in New York. And during that time, that person that he's fighting is actually Joey Ansa. So we all know he's been heavily busy doing stunts and other projects, so we can't really blame him or anything else. He did do Street Fighter Resurrection, and that did help sell Street Fighter V video games worldwide. So that did do some good, but it was a short 4-part episode, and I'm pretty sure Joey Ansa wasn't really trying to make a heavy story with that. He just wanted to kind of tie in, and Street Fighter Resurrection kind of, it does this thing where it skips like 5 or 6 years ahead after the events of Street Fighter Assassin's Fist. So by that time, Ryu and Ken have already done so much. They've been through so many tournaments already, probably like 4 tournaments, and they fought in many fighters along the way. So they're experienced by the time we get to Street Fighter Resurrection. But we didn't really want that. I mean, it was a privilege that we got that, but we really wanted Street Fighter World Warrior, Street Fighter Assassin's Fist Season 2. But we have here on this article titled Street Fighter TV series based on video game franchise in works at E1. So this is exciting news already, and this article comes from Deadline Hollywood. You can find this article on the Street Fighter World Warrior Facebook page. And I'm just here, if you have already read this article, that's awesome. But I'm just here to kind of go over it and kind of get my thoughts and opinions on what I think about this kind of thing. Like I said, we have not got any news whatsoever. And we did get Street Fighter Resurrection, but it wasn't really what a lot of fans wanted. It was good for that time, but we really wanted, especially the hardcore Street Fighter fans, really wanted that sequel. Especially the way that the DVD of Street Fighter Assassin's Fist ended. We wanted to see an outcome of the battle. So I'm hoping that maybe Street Fighter Assassin's Fist Season 1 will bridge the gap with that fight into World Warrior Season 2 TV season series. So let's get into the article. I'm going to read it. Entertainment One Mark Gordon has closed a deal to develop, produce, and finance a TV series adaptation of the popular Street Fighter global video game franchise. with Joey Ansa, Jacqueline Quella, and Mark Wooding, the team behind the live-action web series Street Fighter Assassin's Fist. Set to executive produce, E1 will handle international sales on the project. Now, my mind on that, and what I think is that that's awesome news already, because we have right here that we know for a long time that Joey Ansa is that type of person, along with Jacqueline Quella and Mark Wooding, who are amazing producers on the project so far. He does not give up. He has a talented team. Even Christian Howard does a lot of stuff to help on Joey Ansa's vision, and they both of them are the ones that had that idea to do the World War in the first place. But the reason they didn't was because they knew that there was so much story for different characters in World War to tell that they're not just going to skip everything and go into a tournament where no one knows about them. They want to develop little by little, detail by detail, and into the World Warrior story arc. But because Capcom had 2 movies already that did not do so well, there were good popcorn flicks for their time, such as Street Fighter, starring Jean-Claude Van Damme and Raul Julia, bless him. That was it, you know? And it wasn't really Street Fighter. It was a good movie for that time, but it wasn't really praised as a video game adaptation of what the presentation was from. And then we got a Street Fighter, The Legend of Chun-Li, and once again we were just used. We were just kind of used in a way to go to the movies to see these characters that had these title names based off of popular Street Fighter video game characters that we love, that we know and love to play as. And so we went to go see the movie, and it did not do so well. The characters were flawed, and there were so much things and plots, and it was just, for some people, it was total garbage. I liked it, but a lot of hardcore Street Fighter fans did not like that movie. So people were waiting for a faithful adaptation of Street Fighter to be brought onto the big screen, and Hollywood has this tendency to kind of create movies based off of video games that don't do so well because they don't know the material, they don't study it, or they're not even fans of it, or they're not even try to know how to bring it out for us to see and enjoy and understand that, yeah, this is a good adaptation of the video games that we know and love. So here comes Joey Ansa, and he does this marketing viral video called Street Fighter Legacy, and the video goes wild. The internet just explodes because for the first time in a long time, we got a faithful presentation, adaptation of what a video game should look, feel, and be like. We had Ryu and Ken talking in Japanese language. We had them in their stances and jumping and fighting in their clothing. Their hairstyles look similar to the games. The way they moved, the way they fought, everything was just exactly right. There was even moments where leaves would blow right across behind them and it started to rain, just like in Street Fighter when they're fighting and it's raining down upon them in the alpha games and all that. So what Joey Ansa did was he grabbed a little bit of stuff from different source materials to create that little viral video, but Capcom didn't want anything to do with that at that moment or at that time. But because it went so good with the audience, that Capcom trusted this man to, okay, now his next goal was to do a web series and how to do it right in order for them to do Street Fighter World Warrior, because they knew, like I said, there was no way for them to do Street Fighter World Warrior TV adaptation. No, that's impossible to do it like that. I mean, there is a way, but it'll be messy and choppy. So Joey Ansa said, no, let's start from the beginning. And the best way to start a series would be through the roots and the main character, mainstay of the series, and that is Ryu and Ken. And I like the fact that when the series came out it wasn't just about Ryu and Ken, it was also about Goken, Sayaka, who is a love triangle interest to Goken and Goki, who Goki becomes Akuma, and then Goken and Goki's master Gotetsu is training them, and that he has a brother who went mad using the Dark Hado, and all this crazy stuff that we really enjoyed. We even had a servant there named Senzo who, you know, was there as a servant through generations and generations of different disciplinary arts of Ansatsukin, that we think, a lot of audience and fans think, man, this person probably knows so much, he can kick your ass. He can probably beat you up pretty damn good because he knows so much knowledge of how to fight. He can probably be a master or train other fighters to fight because he knows a lot. So there's a lot of character development through various things in the story. We also get references such as Dan, and we get Gen, and we get, you know, M. Bison a little bit at the very, very end of the DVD or the web series, where there's a little crate and the guy's kind of moving the crate and you see the Shadow Icon organization there. And that's awesome. We got a good presentation right off the bat of a faithful adaptation of Street Fighter from the beginning. And it was basically a Street Fighter Alpha kind of origin story. And we all know that Street Fighter, even a lot of fans think it's not this so, but we all know that the true origin story of Street Fighter is about Ryu and Ken. These are the main characters of Street Fighter. Of course, right now in Street Fighter Assassin's Fist, they were the main characters. So it was faithfully adapted, and Joey Ansa did exactly what he set out to do. They did a 12-part episode YouTube series that went viral again all over the internet. It went online, and it even got changed into a TV series on Funimation channel that was 6 episodes. And then after that, it was turned into a movie, which was initially what they wanted in the first place. They wanted Street Fighter Assassin's Fist to be a movie in the first place, but they knew they couldn't do that, so they kind of wanted to kind of put their feet in the water and kind of dip their feet in the water, you know what I mean, before they jumped in. That's what Street Fighter Assassin's Fist was. So they cut the episodes into 12 parts so we can enjoy every little thing. So then when we saw the movie and they made the movie together as one, it was so good because it flowed so well and everything just was so good. And we can't forget also Ken Master's father too. He also is the one that actually taught them how to do their stances. If you ever played a Street Fighter video game, and you see the way Ryu and Ken hop up and down and kind of have this rhythmic motion when they fight, is because of Ken's father. He's the one that taught them that rhythmic movement. And it's not aware or known how Goken met Ken's father, but maybe during his warrior's pilgrimage, he met him at that time. And that's also when he met Gen, because Gen is mentioned that he met Gen and they fought on his warrior's pilgrimage. So there's a lot of questions that were not answered. So there was a lot of things that we wanted to know, and we knew right off the bat that Joey Ansa wanted to do a TV series. That was his goal. But we all knew that it would take a while. So we didn't know if World War will be a web series, or if it will be a movie adaptation, or if it will be a TV series. We had no idea until now that we have breaking news on this article about it. You guys can go check this article out. This is an awesome article already, and just to get some kind of thing off the ground and letting us know that they do have closed the deal. The deal's closed. And Street Fighter will be adapted to a TV series on Entertainment One channel. So that's good news because they finally found a TV channel to bring their Street Fighter characters to the silver screen, you know, for TV audiences. And it's a perfect time for a Street Fighter TV adaptation. I mean, we got Game of Thrones, we got The Walking Dead, we got, I believe, what else do we got? We got a lot of shows. A lot of shows that I can't even... I mean, we also got Westworld and Ballers. And there's just an endless stream of good TV now that's almost matching what Hollywood film is. Of course, that can never happen because film is film and TV is TV. But the product nowadays is that TV adaptations now is almost like you're watching a film. And each episode is like you're watching a film, where it used to be just an episode show and that's it. Now it's actually a good, cohesive way to adapt a show. And Street Fighter on Entertainment One will be spectacular. It'll probably be my favorite channel. And I think it's good because what Street Fighter did for YouTube, it kind of got Machinima off the ground too. And because of Street Fighter, the Street Fighter Legacy video and Street Fighter Assassin's Fist, Machinima and Capcom worked together to do Street Fighter Resurrection. And that also exploded for them when they were working with Machinima. So imagine Street Fighter on Entertainment One. It will bring many views to watch Street Fighter, and that's what they want. And I'm sure they have other projects planned for Entertainment One, and Street Fighter will help catapult this channel into a bigger channel like AMC or ABC or USA or Spike TV, or Disney Channel. Entertainment One has a good chance to shine, and I think this is really amazing that we're getting this. I'm excited. I'm just talking mumbo jumbo, but I'm excited with this news because, like I said, we haven't got news until now about it. So let's see what the Street Fighter premise is that will be adapted into TV in the first place, because we don't know if Joey Ansa will have free reins to do a faithful adaptation of the Street Fighter World Warrior. We don't know that. They could be doing the Hollywood route, where Hollywood says, no, you gotta do this way, the characters have to be this way, this is the story, that's how you do it. We don't know, but it is confirmed now that Joey Ansa, Jacqueline Quella, and Mark Wooding, along with Mark Gordon, who is executive producer of Entertainment One, it's a done deal. Basically, Joey Ansa is able to do a faithful adaptation. But how faithful would it be? Let's read this article and see. Street Fighter the series will draw on the game's World Warrior story arc, introduced in the 1991 Street Fighter II, the World Warrior sequel to the original game, as a jumping off point, centering on four protagonists, Ryu, Ken, Guile, and Chun-Li. Together, they fight to take down M. Bison, the evil mastermind who runs Shadaloo, a global criminal organization. Though on different journeys, our heroes' paths will cross as they are drawn into the World Warrior Tournament, a competition devised by M. Bison to find the most powerful and capable fighter in the world. On the journey they come to share, they must draw on their strength, skills, intelligence, and loyalty in a battle to survive and emerge as the World Warrior. So we get a good bit of plot there already. We know the main four protagonist characters that the series will center around. We already know it will center around Ryu and Ken, but we also know, a lot of people know, hardcore gamers and those that are new to it know, that Guile and Chun-Li are also mainstays of Street Fighter, because Guile has a bit more connection with M. Bison than Ryu and Ken at this moment, at this time, if they're doing this kind of cohesive story where everything kind of comes together. Whereas Guile and Charlie Nash, which is good because we have Charlie Nash already alive again in Street Fighter Resurrection, so why not just have him alive in Street Fighter and then he dies, right? But anyways, so that will be a direct conflict. Guile and Charlie Nash will have that kind of chemistry already against M. Bison, as they're probably trying to take him down already. And Chun-Li, I don't know if it's going to be like a past presentation where Chun-Li's going to be an adult and she has flashbacks. She's probably going to be working for Interpol already, but she's going to have flashbacks probably of her past, what happened with her father, and her training with Gan. Maybe that might happen with Guile too. We don't know officially what the story would be exactly, because we don't know anything other than what we have here in this article, and we don't know how many episodes it will be. It can be 8 episodes, it can be 12, 26 episodes. We don't know if it's going to be 3 seasons, 6 seasons. It's not confirmed that at all, but we do have a plot. We do have a stabilized plot that everything's going to center around. We have an antagonist in M. Bison, which is good, because we need that. We need that, along the way, especially during Ryu and Ken's Warriors Pilgrimage. I'm sure they're going to come across a lot of M. Bison's evil gang and different corrupted gang members along the way as they do their Warriors Pilgrimage. So that will be an interesting thing, and that they have them all together try and fight the forces of M. Bison. And we also have an end game. So we have an end game, and that's pretty much the main goal there. It's kind of what Avengers, beginning with Iron Man, was to Infinity War. Iron Man was the beginning of everything, and Avengers Infinity War is the culmination of everything, the ending of that story arc, or the end chapter of that comic book, per se. And this is the Street Fighter World Warrior Tournament is the end chapter of this arc. So we don't know if they're going to do Street Fighter World Warrior Final Impact or Third Strike. We don't know. All we do know is that right now the arc they're working on is Street Fighter World Warrior, centered on the Street Fighter to the World Warrior sequel. So it's not going to do the whole Jean-Claude Van Damme route. It's gonna do a more gradual, slower, more detailed, more upfront kind of story, where I'm pretty sure eventually Ryu and Ken will enter a tournament hosted by Sagat, and this is what M. Bison does. Maybe M. Bison does a bunch of little tournaments here and there for various to see who is strong, and those that win the tournament get to be part of his tournament. Who knows what the synopsis of it and how everything will work together, but we have a good plot here already. Let's see what he says. Let's see what the executive producer had to say about this, because we want to know if he's game for this and he understands the product. Street Fighter is a global tour de force franchise, having garnered immense worldwide commercial success and built a vast devoted fan base that has only grown through its 30-year legacy. We are thrilled to be teaming up with Joey, Jacqueline, and Mark, who are already so deeply connected to this brand, to bring this adored story to television audiences everywhere. And this is coming from Mark Gordon. A particular strength of Street Fighter is the wide range of ethnically diverse characters and powerful women featured in the game. It will allow us to build an inclusive and engaging TV universe. That's awesome. It's cool, and it even has stuff here that says that mentions how popular Street Fighter is. It sold 40 million software units since its arcade release in 1987. It's one of the Capcom's best-selling franchises out there, behind Resident Evil, who I believe Joey also might do an actual Resident Evil faithful adaptation if he does successfully a good Street Fighter World Warriors adaptation. That'd be cool. So that's good. It also says stuff here. After a long search guided by the team behind Assassin's Fist, we're delighted to be partnered with a company with the outstanding TV experience of Mark Gordon and E1. They have the credentials to help us launch a faithful adaptation of Street Fighter as a major TV series, said Yoshinori Ono, Capcom executive producer for Street Fighter. I am game. I'm excited with this news. Whenever I find new news, I'll let you guys know. That's it for this video, guys. I hope you liked this video. Please like and subscribe to my channel for more Street Fighter video vlogs. See you later.